Yo, what's the deal, family? This is another edition of the Black Money Podcast with your host, Raymond Ellis. And we're just going to dive straight into something that can be very profitable for anyone over the age of 21. And this is called sports betting. And as you can see, if you looked at my Instagram, you looked at my previous videos or anything of that nature, you can see that I've been doing sports betting for over a year now. And it's made me over six figures, not in a year, but in a month. And I have the facts and stats to prove it. Just check my Instagram, any of my social medias, and you can see for yourself, right? So let's just dive straight in it. What is sports betting? Sports betting is very self-explanatory. Sports betting is literally betting on sports, right? So what sports can you bet on, right? Anything in the world. Anything in the world. So we're talking about NBA, NFL, MLB, hockey, tennis, cricket, horse racing, anything in the world. It's either on FanDuel. If it's not on FanDuel, it's on DraftKings. If it's not on DraftKings, it's on MGM or any of these other things. And the most widely used, I would say, is Bovada, because they don't really check your location and you can really sports bet from anywhere with Bovada. So that being said, that's what sports betting is, right? Now let's dive into exactly how you can become profitable, right? Not only myself, but there's hundreds of individuals out here who have sports betting channels. You can pay for their picks, or you can just do a lot of YouTube research to understand it for yourself. But me, at the end of the day, I personally have a channel, and it's only a $200 one-time fee. Only for those who watch this video. Everybody else is $500. But those who watch this video, you were able to get the channel for literally $200 every 12 months. And if I told you I was able to make six figures in a month from this, $200 is well undervalued. But I only do that simply because I understand everybody is not in the best financial situation, and you're not going to win every bet. You're not going to win every bet. So I want you to also understand that it's just as likely for you to win every bet to lose every bet. So that being said, I want you to actually understand, okay, cool, how can I be very profitable in this system? And I use what's called a unit system. So let's just say, all right, cool, I work a job and I'm just looking to build my, I guess you can say, investing portfolio, because it's not gambling. A lot of people are gambling. I'm investing. And the reason I'm investing is because I know that when it comes to investing in stocks, because I do this as well, stocks or Forex or anything of that nature, it has to have a percentage behind it. You have to see the growth, the potential, everything in that, doing your due diligence, everything that comes along with that, right? So since I understand that, I can do the same exact thing with sports betting. You can see how many times this team has played this other team. What's the likeliness of this to happen, anything of that nature. I have my own system. I do my own research, of course, which I don't reveal unless you're in the chat. However, what I'm going to explain right here in this video is units and exactly how you can become profitable from sports betting with or without me, period. Right? So units. So let's just say you work in your job and you make $1,000 every 2 weeks. So you're only able to bet with, let's just say, $25 a day. I know $25 a day is $175 a week. Every 2 weeks, that's $350 out of your check, right? And people are like, why would I bet $350 every single week out of my check? Because just think about it like this. My winning percentage, 5 out of 7 days I win, right? So let's just say you double up your $25 out of those 5 days. So 25 times 5 is $125. Times that by 2, that's $250. You lost 2 days. So take away 50 from that 200, boom, that's $200. Right? $200 every 2 weeks. Right? Plus the money you're getting from your check. So now your income just literally went from $1,000 every 2 weeks to $1,400 every 2 weeks from using this unit system. And what I mean by unit is, let's just say you can only bet with that $25 a day. That's what you're able to do. So I send out the parlay or whatever the picks are for the day, right? And it's always going to be at least plus 100. And what that means is you're going to make at least exactly what you bet. So you bet 200, you'll win 200. that returns $400, right? Cool. So you use this 25 unit dollar. $25 is your 1 unit. Now the thing is, you want to be able to use multiple units in a day. That's just me. Other people, you might not be able to do that because you're not in the best financial situation. I'm in a financial situation to where a unit to me is literally $1,000. So I can say 0.5 of a unit, and that's boom, that's $500 for me. But somebody else, that might be 15 bucks, or technically $12.50. And there's nothing wrong with that because all wins are wins. I don't care if you won 5 million, I don't care if you won $5 or 5 cents. A win is a win, period. And you always want to think of this as investing and not gambling. Because if you're gambling, it's a whole nother scale to that. You can go to Vegas for that. Literally. I just left Vegas and I'm in Chicago right now in a hotel room recording this video because I want this information to get to my people as soon as possible. And I want you to understand that you can actually take advantage of something that's coming to a city, state, country, wherever near you. Because I know it's going to be legal in Ohio in 2023 and all of these other states. So if that's the case, you should take the time and energy and effort to understand it now, so when it is legal or when you are able to do it, you have the best information going forward, right? Because before you take your driver's physical test, you take a written test, or that's at least what I did. Why? Because you want to know on paper, you want to study the book before you physically get on the road. So that's what we're doing. We're studying the book and we're taking that paper test before we physically get on the road. So once we get on the road, we're a safe driver and we know exactly the laws and everything we need to abide by to make sure not only I'm safe, but the people that I'm doing this with is safe. You feel me? Cool. Moving on. So unit system. That's how units work. So 0.5, whatever your daily betting limit is, should be 1 unit. And you can choose how much you want to do from there. That lets you know exactly, all right, how much can I lose? And once you go over, you're like, oh, I went over my daily limit. That means I can't bet this much tomorrow. And that affects you because you're bringing your emotions into this. And one thing I want to say is take your emotions away from this money. A lot of people are emotionally attached to this money, bro. It's going to come, it's going to go. That's just how the game works. So you have to stay emotionless in this investing age and era because you're going to lose a lot of money thinking with your heart. You know what I'm saying? You're going to lose a lot of money thinking with your, feelings versus logically thinking, okay, this is what the numbers say. And sometimes the numbers might not always be, worth working towards you. Like there's been situations where something's never happened in the last 25 years in sports and it happens today. Or it's never happened before in sports ever and it happens today. And that's okay because those are what's called anomalies. And it's very unlikely. But it happens. Can't be mad at something where they say, NBA, one of their logos or slogans is where anything is possible. Literally, something just happened in the NBA for the first time ever in the past season. The Boston Celtics and the Warriors made it to the finals. This was the first time ever in NBA history the Warriors had that much experience versus Boston, who's never been to the finals. So the starting 5 for Boston, they have 0 games of finals experience. The starting 5 for the Warriors, they had over 100 games of final experience. So who do you think is more likely to win this, series? It's starting to make sense now? Cool. So now that we went over that, exactly how you could become profitable from sports betting and exactly how the unit system works, if you guys have any questions, you want to know more, this is YouTube, this is free. You can hit me up on Instagram. That's free as well. I'm a very busy person, so don't expect an immediate reply, but I'm going to get back to you. If it's regarding anything that costs, just understand I'm going to tell you, certain things cost. The game is free, the sauce is sold separate, right? And I always want you guys to remember yesterday's price is not today's price. It might be $200 today, but tomorrow it might be $500. And the reason simply is because there's a lot of value. I could charge $5,000 for my chat. Why? Because I've made people over $5,000 in one day. So for a 12-month span, $5,000 wouldn't be crazy. if you're able to do that in one day out of 365. And we bet every single day for the most part. There are days that I don't, I might be out of town, I'm not looking at bets or whatever the case may be. But for the most part, 99.9% of the time, we like Lysol, we're betting. And guess what? We're winning. So that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's continue.